Hey, it's Matt Moscona. You found it. It's AFR Saints, your home for daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Please subscribe, smash the like button, hit the bell so you're notified whenever we post a new video. And our content this football season is presented by BetUS. Score a 150% bonus on your first deposit and a 125% bonus on your next two deposits up to $2,000 when you use the promo code YouTube150. Enjoy the video. Who dat?
Bumped across this earlier today, and it was interesting. Mike Florio over at Pro Football Talk posed the question of whether or not the Saints might hire Jon Gruden as their offensive coordinator. There was some thought that Gruden's name might come up for a head coaching position, in particular in New Orleans. Remember, the Saints did have Gruden in New Orleans in part of their offseason. He's a guy who worked very well with Derek Carr and actually was the head coach in Las Vegas when Carr had the best season of his career there in that transition from Oakland to Las Vegas. Had the best season of his career. So there was some thought, listen, if you're the Saints and you've invested $100 million guaranteed into Derek Carr, how do you maximize? And what about bringing in the coach who worked well with him? Makes sense. And Florio said there's reason to keep an eye on Kellen Moore being hired and maybe hiring Gruden to run the offense. The one thing, there's one thing that makes sense and there's one thing that doesn't. The one thing that makes sense there, obviously, is the relationship with Derek Carr. The fact that Jon Gruden, in that second stint with the Raiders, coached Derek Carr. And as we mentioned, it was Carr's most successful years of his career was when he had Jon Gruden there. That was from the second stint was 2018 through 2021. So he was there during the transition from Oakland to Las Vegas. So that part of it makes sense. If you invested in Derek Carr, you want to maximize him. You could bring in an offensive coordinator that knows him well, that he has familiarity, maybe some of the verbiage. However, we played this earlier. We'll bring it back. Kellen Moore, when he met with reporters on Monday at the opening night of the NFL of the Super Bowl, Kellen Moore was asked point blank if he anticipated calling plays as a head coach. Not necessarily saying the Saints specifically, but if when he becomes a head coach, would he intend to call plays? Here's what Kellen Moore said.
Certainly, I would view it that way. Yeah, I'd love to call plays. Certainly, it's a passion of mine. It's something that has gotten me to this place, and so certainly, you'd hate to stop doing what you love, and as you go through this journey.
We'll get right back to the video, but did you know that BetUS also has a casino? For all of our followers here, if you like slots or live casino dealers, you can take advantage of BetUS amazing sign-up bonuses. 200% sign-up bonus up to $5,000 or 250% for crypto sign-up bonus up to $5,000 as well. Discover the BetUS Casino Playground. Maybe you're a slots enthusiast. BetUS, they've got the games to raise your pulse. You can test your skills with timeless classics. You can also explore the newest, hottest slots and feel that casino buzz with BetUS live dealer tables. Y'all take advantage of this great special. Sign up now. Get 200% sign-up bonus up to $5,000 and 250% sign-up bonus up in crypto up to $5,000. So get ready for a rush with the BetUS Casino generous promotions and tournaments that make every play more rewarding. Sign up right now and experience the difference. Get your bonus. 200% sign-up bonus up to $5,000 and 250% crypto sign-up bonus also up to $5,000. Now, enjoy the rest of the video.
So I look at it as to say, and there's a couple of big hang-ups potentially with Jon Gruden. One is you have the very ugly, I don't know if we'd call it perception or reality around Jon Gruden with the emails that went public that caused him to get fired from the Raiders. He has started to sort of creep back into football. He's working presently with Barstool, and he, again, was with the Saints in the preseason this year. And it was, I'm not going to say warmly received, but you didn't have tremendous backlash. So maybe there's a path back into the game for Jon Gruden. But the other part of it is that if Kellen Moore wants to call plays, would Jon Gruden go to work as an offensive coordinator in a spot where he wasn't calling plays. Now, maybe if that was the opportunity that he had just to get back into football, he might take it. But it feels a little far-fetched. Then again, I don't know where another situation would be better for him to get back into football if he wanted to. But I'll remind you this, too, because we do get asked about Gruden a lot. And sometimes I think, and listen, I want to be respectful because Jon Gruden is a guy that has won a Super Bowl, that has coached, since starting as a grad assistant at the University of Tennessee in 1986 all the way up through his last year with the Raiders in 2021. He has coached at Tennessee and college at Southeast Missouri State, Pacific, the 49ers, Pittsburgh, the University of Pittsburgh, the Packers, as we know, the Eagles, then becoming a head coach with the Raiders, winning a Super Bowl with the Bucs, then back with the Raiders after a long TV career. He is 117 and 112 as a head coach. He's coached in nine postseason games as well. He's a guy that has coached for a long time and knows way more about football than I'll ever know, and we all know that, and I think you could do far worse. I do think, however, and, hat tip to Mike Detillier, because he was the one who would often say this to me whenever we'd have Mike D on the show all the time, every Thursday, and I miss having Mike D on the show every Thursday. But there was this narrative and belief about Gruden as sort of the quarterback whisperer, and Mike pointed out, quarterback whisperer, where's the proof of that? And kind of when you look, his years in Oakland, he went 8-8, 8-8, and 12-4. They lost the AFC Championship game. A year later, they went 10-6, lost the championship game in the snow to New England. That was the Tuck Rule game. And then the next year, he went to Tampa. They were 12-4, won the Super Bowl. But after that Super Bowl year, 7-9, 5-11, 11-5, lost in the wild card round, 4-12. 9-7, lost in the wild card round. 9-7, missed the playoffs. In Tampa, he was 2 games over 500 at 57-55. But after that 12-win season, his first year where they won the Super Bowl, he only had 2 winning seasons the rest of the way. 11-5 in 2005, 9-7 in 2007, and both times they lost the wild card game. So all that to say, I'm not trying to completely discredit Jon Gruden. I think he won a Super Bowl. He's a really good coach and did well with Derek Carr, and there's a lot of things to like there. I just think sometimes there's a perception of Jon Gruden as this slam dunk offensive savant and like a can't miss type deal, and I just don't know that perception matches reality there. I wonder if you're not better off with a new-aged, younger play caller like Kellen Moore or Joe Brady or Ben Johnson, in the same way that I think Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco or Sean McVay in Los Angeles. Mike McDaniel in Miami, although that looks like that might end unceremoniously. But when they were rolling, the offense was really good. I guess it's just to say that the younger, the fad in the NFL is the younger, dynamic play caller off that McVay Shanahan tree, and I think I'd rather that, because the way I keep looking at it is just, where is your ceiling? If your goal is to win championships, I'm not suggesting the Saints are even close to that, but that has to be the goal with the decisions you're making. How do we build toward winning a championship? If that is your goal, then you're thinking of it in terms of, okay, well, it was why I didn't like the Derek Carr signing. From the day they signed him, my point was, okay, with Derek Carr, you have a higher floor but a lower ceiling. Like, we have a large enough sample to know what Derek Carr is, and he's good enough to not be awful, but you're also not going to win a championship. Like, we know that about Derek Carr. So then I think you could apply that similarly to coaches that have a large sample size. And I think some of that probably would be true with Gruden, whereas there was an unknown with someone like Kellen Moore, these young offensive minds. Could you hire the next Sean McVay? Could you hire the next Kyle Shanahan? Maybe. And if that's the case, then you're thrilled and you're set with a really bright offensive mind for the next decade plus. Interesting thought there about Gruden, but we'll continue to follow it this week.
Thanks so much for watching the video. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, hit the bell so you're notified when we post a new video, and remember to support BetUS, where right now you can get a 150% bonus on your first deposit and a 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits up to $2,000. Be sure to use that promo code YouTube150.